Hello everyone, welcome to the Cloud Computing class session 25. So in the today's session we are going to see about the services which are provided by the cloud providers to the users. So now how the users will get benefit of these services and which type of services are available on the cloud and how it helps the users. So due to this COVID situation, these services has helped the users a lot. So we'll see some of them. There are different services you will need to run depending on your cloud provider and what your organization does. Also, these services will likely affect how your cloud infrastructure is deployed. So, different services which are depending on the cloud provider of organization, we'll see those. Identity. So, every cloud provider before registering they will ask the user's identity. They want to recognize the users. They want the details about the users so that they can know these are the genuine users and so that they can identify the users and they can give them the best services. No matter what, where an application runs, in-house or on the cloud, it needs to know about its users. So whether your applications are in-house or on the cloud, it needs to identify the users. So one way to identify the users is they ask you to create the account and all details they ask you, and they also ask some documents to identify you. So like this way they identify you by creating your account. You need to register to their sites. To accomplish this, the application asks for a digital identity, a set of bytes to describe the user. So we call it as digital identity. So based on this information, the application can determine who the user is, what he or she is allowed to do. So after registering on the site, they decide what services you want and which type of services they can provide you and which are the best services for you. Clouds, however, have to use their own identity services. Okay, they should have their own services. So if you sign on to Amazon Cloud Services, you have to sign on using an Amazon defined identity. See, every cloud provider have their different way to identify the users. So every organizations are having their particular format. According to their format, the users have to register. So Google's App Engine requires a Google account and Windows uses Windows Live ID for use with Microsoft Cloud applications. Like say Google's App Engine, they use a Google account, that is your Gmail account for whatever services you are using, and Windows, it uses Windows Live ID for use with Microsoft Cloud applications. OpenID is an open, decentralized, single sign-on standard that allows users to log in to many services using the same digital identity. So OpenID is one digital identity and it is a decentralized and standard which allows the users to log into many services. So OpenID authentication is used by many organizations including Google, even though Google uses OpenID authentication, IBM, Microsoft and Yahoo. So this is one of the format sample of the OpenID, what they are saying. Choose your username. You can see OpenID URL. So it will ask the user to enter the username. Then OpenID URL they ask. Then choose a password. So password confirmation, strength of the password and status of the password. Then they ask enter your email ID and then they also take the fingerprint and other information. So these are some of the details the OpenID use it for identifying the users, and this is used by many organizations. Next is integration. So integration is also a very important service of the cloud providers. So it due to this integration service, it allows the users to integrate many applications and or to they can use simultaneously many applications together because of this integration service. So cloud integration is a system of tools and technologies that connects various application systems, repositories and IT environments for the real-time exchange of data and processes. So in a platform as a service, we need this integration because users are using their own tools, because users are using the tools and technologies which are provided by these cloud providers, and they are together, they are combining and they are executing something on their cloud. So for this, they need the integration of many tools and technologies. So once combined, the data and integration cloud services can then be accessed by multiple devices over a network or through the internet. So once combined, the data and integrated cloud services can be accessed. So once it is combined, you can able to use any frameworks, any environments, any application, any tools on one platform. So cloud integration is the act of combining different cloud-based systems into an integral whole. So the term may also refer to joining cloud-based systems with an on-premises systems. So this is one of the example of Informatica Cloud. So Informatica Cloud is one cloud services, and these are the services of that cloud. See, API Manager, Application Integration Console, Monitor, API Portal, Data Integration, Operational Insights, Application Integration and Administration. So these are the services provided by this cloud. So integration is very important here. See, if it is a data integration, you can click here. If it is an application integration console, you can click here. Okay, this is just the application interface integration, you can click here. So what type of, in integration also there are many types. So which type of integration you want to use? So based on that, various services will be there. Just the user needs to select it and start using it once after registering it, after creating the account. For example, Amazon's Simple Queue service provides a way of applications to exchange messages through queues in the cloud. So Amazon Simple Queue services is also one exchange service, okay, through which means integration service it is, where they can also exchange the messages and all. So it provides, it is one cloud platform for message creation, transport and broadcasting. So another example of cloud based integration is BizTalk services. This is another example. Next service we'll see, that is mapping. So maps are becoming more and more popular in web applications. Now you can see the maps are helping the users a lot. So whichever the location they want to find out, sitting at their home, sitting at their place, whichever location they don't know, they can just search in the map, just they can open the Google, they can open the map and they can start searching the location which they want. So like this way, this mapping technology is helping the users a lot. So this mapping technology is also one of the cloud services, and this mapping service is available on every cloud. So every cloud is providing this mapping facility. So for example, see, hotel and restaurant websites shows their locations on their website and allow visitors to enter their addresses to get customized directions. See, like if any person want to search the hotel and restaurants, okay, then they can get it through this map. So the hotel and restaurants websites which are there has to be updated on the map technology. They have to enter their addresses and all, so that it will help the customers to find their restaurant, hotel addresses. So even the people who are there in the businesses, they have to go to this map technology on the map and they have to update their details. So such services as Google Maps and Microsoft's Virtual Earth. So Virtual Earth of Microsoft, even this is a map technology which will help the users to find out the locations or any other addresses. So this provides cloud-based functions allowing developers to embed maps in web pages. So it allows the developers to embed maps in web pages. So now what the developers they are doing, they are not implementing the separate searching of the locations and all. They are just implementing this Google Maps or this Microsoft Virtual Earth in their projects, in their systems, and directly they are just linking it with their projects, with their systems. So these services are really just additions to existing websites. So next service on the cloud is payment. This is also very famous, and due to the payment facilities available on the cloud, due to this facility, now all businesses, all organizations have gone online, because the people are getting their payments through the cloud only, sitting at their one place, and people are able to purchase, people are able to order anything through the home, sitting at one place and all, and they are making the payment sitting at their home and all. This is all because of the cloud. So payment has also become an important part of the cloud, where it has made the easy for the users for purchasing the products, purchasing anything, and transferring the amount from one account to another account, paying the bills. Even the bills are paid through the online only. So this is all because of the cloud services. So another cloud service that you might want to plan for and configure your hardware appropriately for is payments. So for the payment facility, the cloud provider has to configure all the hardwares according to that. So depending on your organization, you may or may not want to accept online payments from customers. So you may or you may not accept the online payments, but if you are accepting, you need to take care about the all configuration of the hardwares and all equipments, security. These all security measures are very important. These all should be taken care. You can sign up with a service to accept credit cards, or you can go to the route of PayPal. With an online payment service, customers can send money directly to your organization. So to accept the online payments, you need the credit card details. So this credit card details can be accepted through the various apps are there again now. Through the various apps like PayPal, Bhim app, PhonePe. So through these various apps, you can accept the payments. And if you use these apps are using their own security measures to secure their customers' data and online transactions. So if you use these apps which are very secured, and they are taking the extra additional measures to secure the transactions of the users, and credit card details will be encrypted, should be encrypted when you are using these credit card details for payment and all, so that even if some third person receives these credit card details, they should not understand anything, because it is encrypted. So these all security measures are provided with these applications, with these payments and all. So with an online payment service, customers can send money directly to your organization. So this is how the payment is helping customers sitting at their own place. They can make the payments directly to your organizations. Next service is searching. So searching is also very important part of this cloud. Now all whatever you want, what information you want, this all is available on the cloud. So Google is very famous, Google search. So Google search, whatever is available there, it is on the cloud only. So still you can type whatever you want, you can type there on the browsers, and all searching information you will get it, because these all information is available on the cloud still. Okay, if that is removed from the cloud, that is from the server, remote server and all, then that information will be removed. So this all information will be available on the remote server. That's why the people are able to get the information whatever they type. And even the users are uploading their information, uploading their presentation, uploading their documents on remote server. That's why these all will help the users to find out the information, to search it and all. The ability to embed search options in a website is certainly nothing new, but it is a rich feature that might want to employ in your web application or development. So now even the systems, or even these are implemented in the new systems, in the new project. These are implemented, these are linked, the searching, Google search and all, these are linked with the new projects, new systems. So Microsoft's Live Search allows on-site and cloud application to submit searches and then get the results back. So even Microsoft's Live Search is there. So different organizations can have their own search method, or they can just take the link of the Google search. Next example is, let's say a company has a database of movie information. By typing in the name of the movie, you can search its own database as well as search the internet to give you two types of results: what's stored in the company database as well as what's on the entire web. So you can use both your organization's own searching database you can use, or you can also use some any others entire web searches, and you can implement in your cloud sites. So if you want to, this is one example, like if you want to search any movie information, then you can get it from the database of the companies or from the entire web. So like this way, these both technologies you can implement and you can use in your websites, and which are available on the remote server, that we call it as cloud. So in today's session we have completed services and how this services helps the user. Thank you.